Alrighty then, co-creating our own reality. I'd just like to share an experience just today, really, which is now a story. And so, just to create a bit of a scenario, we know that we can co-create a reality from the teachings we've been told, but we're just unaware of our own power. So, as always, I'm doing a whole bunch of cleansing and detoxing. And so today I've done an oil enema concoction with a whole bunch of anti-parasite stuff, essential oils, those sorts of things. And so I've got this on board, and I've got rid of most of it during the day, and I'm feeling my reproductive system and urinary tract and bladder is feeling rather bloated, so there's a bit of action going on there. And, I'm there doing some work on a job and chatting with a workmate, and, we're just getting stuff done. And I feel this in my, just below the belly button on the left side. So urinary tract. And it's like, and it's noticeable, it's loud enough to make a comment on. So I'm like, okay, then, there's a bit, something going on there. And so obviously there's a lot of movement, there's a whole bunch of, there's been a lot of mucus and parasites contained within coming out recently. Currently 210 meters. Who knew? But it's subconscious, so we'll never know, and it just keeps going. I haven't got a 10-pack yet, but getting close. So, and of course, there's the two of us there. We've got a combined energy field. His energy, my workmate's energy, is externalizing. So, together, I've got a whole bunch of internal energy coming out from my reproductive system, and then it's externalized as kind of a group energy. And within the next minute or so, let's just say Agent Smith from the Matrix, because as you know, anyone who is too weak to be able to control themselves has to rely on the frequencies of the Matrix around them to provide them with safety and security. So they're often working in security. And this guy comes over, starts going, you should be in here. It's like, yeah, we know, we're on the way out. Cool, we understand, we got it. And people who have a big gut with a whole bunch of fungus and parasites and virus load, and which have taken over this control of the spine. So these people are very weak and spineless. And anyone who has up here from Ayurvedic facial recognition, anyone who has balding bits here has got a very toxic liver and gallbladder that has been taken over by said toxic creatures. And anyone who's balding up here has kidneys that have been taken over by said toxic creatures. So they are essentially subconsciously, because they're completely unaware of themselves, absolutely in control of their virus and parasite load. This essentially makes them a weak, spineless victim demon or a devil, because, as we know, the serpent symbolism essentially represents the parasite. And there's a bucket load. I still haven't found out how much. After 5 years of detoxing, regularly disciplined. So he causes a big, huge drama, and because the people who have very small nervous system sections, they have to repeat the same sentence over and over and over for them to sort of process or get it out. And we go, yeah, we got it, cool, we're moving on, we go on and go and do something else. And weak, spineless people like that are unable to control themselves, yet they try to use the power of the rules or the matrix to control others. Yet they don't have the power to do that. So he goes, hoo-ha, emotionally retarded, more drama, more arguing, more discussions. And we're just sitting there going, you're not in control of your mind, come on. We're just going to go over and do our thing. So we go off and do our thing. We continue our work to get stuff done. But of course, weak, spineless people can't control themselves, so they need other people to back them up. So they make up a deluded story based on their gut creatures and their circuitry. So if they haven't got much of a circuitry in the control of their own brain, i.e. none, they need to externalize and go and seek other help and go, look, he made a big story, made me feel like a little victim. All a deluded story based on the size and the content of a disgusting gut health. So, we're kind of figuring out what's going on between us, my workmate and I, discussing it. And I go, okay, I need to go to the loo now, stuff's moving. And I go to the loo and I download about 1.5 meters, and there's been another like half a meter or so since, of mucus from my left side urinary tract, and you can see it on the tongue and feel it. So I take a photo and go, oh geez, that's a fair bit. Are we creating our own reality? And the more power and the more control of your own body you get, the faster it seems to happen. So this guy causes a drama, calls this person, and just adds emotion and stories and diluted arguments and stuff. And then we just think, oh dude, you're just weak and spineless, what are you doing? Then I get given the boot. Oh no, we don't need your services here anymore on this job. Cool, sweet. Obviously my vibration is too high for this particular job. And because I had raised my vibration quite quickly and significant amount of internal work, the weakest spineless Agent Smith in the Matrix, which can turn into anybody, but it's always the weakest person vibrationally, because with all these flesh-eating creatures, if a person doesn't understand and take care of their bodily temple, they become the devil's playground. And Agent Smith, or the rules from the frequencies surrounding them in the Matrix, can jump into them and completely take over control. And they have zero idea what is actually happening, because they have zero idea of themselves, zero control of themselves. They're essentially a walking virus. And they're usually the Vata vegans who can't have the digestive power to take on meat or anything else but stuff high in the tree. And as a result, they're just soft, deluded, weak victims. So, if a person, well, the question is, am I in control of my own mind? Well, you'd have to have a meditation practice and be able to still the mind at will, whenever you choose. There's a lot of microbiology stuff going on here. So, if a person is incapable of sitting and reflecting with themselves, they're incredibly toxic, externalizing their energy, and in absolutely zero control of themselves. They're essentially a walking zombie, faceless like a ghost. And the Matrix Agent Smith can pop into them at any time and take you on. So, a lot of lessons and learnings for me, and reflection opportunities. Luckily, I'm quick processing time now. And as I've been discussing this microbiology and consciousness and, different creatures in the gut with my workmate, I've co-created that in my world. I don't have to be a little bit more careful about who I say and what I say to, because these things are subconsciously controlling us through our nervous system, and we give our energy away, externalizing which is essentially what I'm doing now, but if you're doing it in a way that, can provide reflection opportunity and learning and higher consciousness for others, then I'm pretty cool with it. If not, people are just emotionally retarded, walking ghostly zombies with no idea of themselves. And as it says on the top of every Greek temple, know thyself.